So we're going to be making a Scribe Rascal deck. Um, Not a whole lot of people play Scribe, so let's see. Let's make one, and maybe it's okay. Maybe it's going to be decent. So here we go. We got this Rascal tokens here, which we're going to be making them. This is going to be the focus of the deck. So you got two different ones. It doesn't matter which one you create, but they're just tokens. They both have dash, and they both have 20 power, 10 health. They're very weak. The problem is you have to scrap this at the start of your next outro. That is not that great. Get rid of those guys, but let's get the cards ready. So with any deck, really, you got the limited cards that you should be putting in. A pot of meat, where you pay one and draw two. Pickle Quest, you pay two, and you could search your deck for any card. Server outage, you get to wipe the board of any characters. Racksmith arrives, of course. Good card. 6 tapes lets you draw 3 cards. Deal 50 life point damage to. Oh, I'm sorry. Deal 50 damage to any player. Well, yeah, you do. And gain 50 life points and scrap target character. Then you have the 2 vitamin quicks, which you could use for damage or drawing cards. So those are actually they should fit in almost any deck. They're very important. They're on the limited list, so we're going to start with those first. And let's get the characters. Now, our main focus is going to be making those Rascal tokens, but before that, we need to survive to make them. So these cards are good. Early, very early game. For only one token, only one tape, you get Biff here, which lets you howl to gain 10 life points. You could do that on your turn and your opponent's turn. And look at him sitting on old Puff's grave. So that's pretty funny. And 30-30 for one tape, not too bad. And he has dash. For 2 tapes, 30-40. You got old Blue Spike. And those are pretty good early game. Scribes don't get a whole lot of good dashing cards early, but then let's put a couple of these Bazinga Boys. Only 2 tapes. And when this enters the field, you can rewind 2 tapes. So it's basically a free card. 40-40, not too bad. And let's put some of these universal. These chibi LolCow milkers for 2 tapes. 20-20, not too great, right? But just pick the Psycho ability, which lets you gain dash and 50 attack, making this 70 power, 20 health. For only 2 tapes, that's pretty good. And let's see. Now, one of our main cards we're going to be using here, it could get pretty annoying. Kiz the Rascal Queen. We're going to take 3 of them. Legendary, so you can only have 1 on the field. It has dash. You could spin to wiggle your eyebrow and make a Rascal token with 20 attack, 10 health, and dash with the effect. Scrap this token at the start of the next outro. 40-70, not too bad for 3 tapes. But what you're going to want to do is you could either, the minute you play this, spin it, or wait till your opponent's turn and spin it to create that token to block for you, to attack for you. It doesn't matter. And then with that card, let's see if I can grab all of them. Put them right here. We got Nick the Rascal King legendary, so you can only have 1 on the field, but it's 100-120, pretty good. If an effect would create 1 or more Rascal tokens on your side of the field, it creates twice that many. So, anytime she makes a token, he'll double it. And not only that, but all Rascal tokens have 20 plus 20 attack while this is on the field. So, it'll also double the power. So, your Rascal token is not a 20 power, 10 health. It's going to be 40 power, 10 health with dash. Pretty good. But the problem is they're both legendary, so you're only going to have 1 on the field. So, to round it out, this card's a limited card. It's very good. Mr. Medicare, the Forbidden One. 6 tapes, 80-80. But it's immortal. And when Mr. Midicor, the Forbidden One, enters the field, send any card on the field to its owner's scrap pile. Pretty good. You're only allowed one, though. And next up, really good Scribe card. Here's Kiwi Tapes. Investigative Reporter. 8,100 for 5 tapes. Pretty good. Once per turn, look at the top card of an opponent's deck. You may put that card back on top of the or bottom of their deck. So every turn, do that. And when Kiwi Tapes enters the field, rewind up to 3 tapes. So this, even though it's a 5, it's actually only going to cost you 2 because you're going to be rewinding those tapes. And a couple more Scribes. Let's see. We got Nick Nobody here. 3 tapes. When this enters the field, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a character from it. That player places a chosen card on the bottom of their deck. 3 tapes, 50-50. That's pretty annoying to deal with if you're playing against them, so we're using them. Let's put some of these other ones. Okay. Next card, this Smokey McDrack with Leap. 40-90, and you gain life equal to any damage this character deals. Not bad. And this one is really good against lolcows. The Base Shaman. 4 tapes, 8,100. When Base Shaman Master Piper enters the field, whistle out loud and name a lolcow character card. Search an opponent's deck for all cards with that name and place it into their scrap pile. Then they shuffle. This is really good for getting rid of the this card. Really good for getting rid of that card. Because you get to scrap it, and its power doesn't help in the scrap pile. And then just for help, got the Keemstar 8 tape. Lets you place 50 damage on them to ban any character. So that's not too bad, because I wouldn't mind changing that one out for maybe this the Lucky version, which is 7 tapes and 140, 140 with dash, but I like banning cards, so that'll help. And I had a Nick here. Here you go. So we got 3 Nicks. Okay. So those are our characters. Let's round it out and finish up with our other trickeries and things. Let's see. So we're going to need some Scribe panels. And a Scribe panel, really good card. You could either scrap it from your hand to generate 1 tape, or pay the 4 and search your deck for any Scribe character and place it into your hand. And they cost 2 less. So if you're a little desperate, you could look for that Scribe you need. There you go, pay it. We're going to need our goat wires. Goat wire, of course, you make the goat token that always regenerates, hits for 40 attack, 10 health on your turn. Pretty good for wiping the board of enemy characters, or you could switch this out for a Chili Slot Massacre. Doesn't matter. And information overload. Only 1 tape. You do 50 damage to any target or remove 50 damage from any target. So it's pretty good. Scribes don't get Iraxian Rage, so this is kind of close to that card. Not as good as it, but here's another card we'll get for dealing damage. WTF, what was that? Deal 60 damage to target character. The old ice bullet flying in from the window. So these 2 cards gonna wipe little characters off the board for you. And of course, we can't survive without do what? So, do what to negate any card your opponent plays from their hand. Yeah, I like getting 3 of those. And then finally, there we go. So the card that works really good with old Kiz here and old Nick is Rascal Invasion. This card came out in the 2-player set, and for 5 tapes, you get to create 4 Rascal character tokens on your side of the field with 20 attack, 10 health, dash. And here's the thing about this one. You want to hold off and only play this when Nick is on the field, because if the effect would create 1 or more Rascal tokens on your side, creates twice that many. So instead of creating 4, we're going to create 8 of these Rascal tokens with 40 attack, 10 health, and dash. And that's what we want to be doing. That. And with Rascal tokens, you could create them, like I said, on your turn, your opponent's turn, or create them on your opponent's outro, so you can create another one on your turn. That'd probably be the best time to make it. So here is our Scribe Rascal deck. I like to put cards together. There you go, 48 cards. You could, like I said, take out a few, maybe take out 2 of these for 2 chili slops. But that's going to be the thing. You're going to want to do a little combos with both of these cards, make your tokens and hit them. But the problem is the tokens will have to leave the field on your outro, so they're not as good as Sonic tokens. But that's it.